Good morning, everyone. My name is Samuel Carrillo. I'm in the Library 200 class, and my response for this assignment was via video, as you could tell. Um, so, so the question to this assignment was a teenager asked for help with research paper on the civil rights movement and the election of Barack Obama as president. Um, I'm sorry, that wasn't the question. That was the topic. And there's three questions, so I'm gonna go ahead and start. So the first question is describe how every department in the library contributes to helping this user. So I'm gonna go department by department and kind of describe that. So the first one is circulation desk. So the circulation desk kind of assists patrons by checking out material in and out, informing patrons of fines accrued, updating patrons on their account information, creating library cards, registering library cards, um, and stuff like that. So, the circulation desk would contribute to helping this user by kind of guiding them to the location that they maybe need to find. They're usually the first person um, um, these patron sees when they come into the library. Um, So possibly if the patron's coming in looking for a specific item, if they are familiar with the library, how everything works, where everything's at, they can kind of just direct them towards that spot, that location. Um, so the next one is reference desk. So the reference desk is where they can kind of search for material, ask questions to the librarians on where they can find material, ask questions regarding excuse me, academic work, possibly receive assistance with the catalog system, how to navigate through it. And the reference desk would contribute to this patron by kind of being more hands-on. If they knew what exactly that they were looking for, so in this case Obama, they may want to get like a biography or autobiography of Obama, so they could point them the direction. They could walk with them. It's more hands-on a lot of times because they can physically get up and go and show them exactly what it is. Maybe other material that's there too. They can help them find that as well. Um, let's see. So the next one is acquisitions. And acquisitions, this department's kind of in charge of doing more of the administrative work and receiving information on items that are wanted, making sure that the catalog system doesn't have that item, and just finally purchasing the items. Um, and they could contribute to this patron by actually purchasing the item. So if it's something that they might need, maybe it's something that's being requested a lot, they could purchase that material. Um, collection development. Collection development. This department is in charge of building the proper collection pertaining to that demographic. So depending on what that community looks like, what their needs are, what their wants are, it's constantly evaluating, um, like I said, what the community needs, um, and trying to create a collection of resources that fulfill those needs for that community and the interests. Um, for collection development, this department can contribute to helping this patron by, if it's material that they may not have, um, they may be able to, uh, the patron may be able to create a suggestion uh, of that material to purchase. So collection development could assist with that, as far as that suggestion. If it meets, like I said, the demands, the needs of that community, it's something they may consider and may purchase, or may send it down to acquisitions to purchase. Uh, okay, interlibrary loans. Um, So this person or department is in charge of ordering materials for patrons that can't find that specific resource within the library or the library catalog. So it's something they don't usually have or aren't considering to purchase or want, or maybe it's something that's very specific, maybe very old, maybe you know that the public libraries don't carry it, um, and this can contribute to that patron greatly because, like I said, if it's something that that patron doesn't have, um, if it's I'm sorry that library doesn't have, if that patron needs it quickly or needs it um, by a certain amount of time. Um, Usually, the interlibrary loans can find that material, even if it's across the United States, and an academic or public library. Um, they usually can get a hold of that, um, which is really helpful. So if it's like I said, specific material that possibly that usually public libraries don't have, interlibrary loans can get a hold of it. Usually, there's a fee associated with it, so that's kind of the whole gist of that. Okay, so the second question pertaining to this is describe the impact on the student and library staff if any of the library departments don't do their job or their work. So as we all know, a library's purpose is to serve the community as best as it can, and this is done by working as a team. So these departments consider them um, parts of an entire body, so they all have to work together. So all the departments gotta kind of try to be in unison for the most part, but they also have to understand the importance of each other department and how it affects the patrons when a department is lacking or not doing their tasks correctly. Um, so let's see. For example, if patrons are referred to the reference desk for questions, and then the reference desk is unable to answer those questions, um, then it can affect everyone because let's say um, they're directing them back to the circulation desk with these questions. This could cause longer checkout lines, frustrated patrons, which is nothing. It's not good at all, and possibly even unresolved questions. Sometimes patrons get frustrated. They don't want to wait. They feel like they need to be served then, um, and they may complain to either the librarian running that branch, maybe the director of the library, which is no good. Um, so that can cause major problems if that reference desk isn't doing their job. Another example could be collection development, making poor decisions on the type of material being ordered. So let's say they're ordering material that they personally enjoy. Let's say that they're not considering the needs of that community. Um, um, let's see. So this scenario could cause patrons to be pushed away because they may feel that the material that is offered at that library is not suiting them. Maybe it's something that's completely different to what they're used to. It's not something they're interested in. So it could, like I say, push them away and make them feel out of place. And that's not what a library is meant to do. A library is meant to make patrons and the public feel welcome, feel like everyone is a part of it. And this is why it's important to ensure that departments are doing their tasks correctly, and it shows you how it affects every single part of a library. So you got to work together, and departments have to hold each other accountable if they're not fulfilling their tasks or the needs of the patrons. Okay. So the third question is explain why this is important for a library staff to know. So why is it important for a library staff to be aware of how these departments work? So it's important because Having an understanding of each department allows insight regarding resources that the department has, um, and they can serve the community to its highest potential. Um, let's say instead of directing patrons to reference desks, if it's something they know they don't have in their collection, they can just skip that process. It's as simple as a library clerk. If a patient's asking for, I'm sorry, if a patron's asking for something that's kind of sounds off, that may they if they're familiar with the catalog, the collection, they may know, oh, this is something we may not carry. Just instead of sending them somewhere where it's going to be extra work, and then you're already aware of how everything works, and understand that that's more than likely something we don't carry, sending them over to the interlibrary loan department or the person that's in charge of that, because that way you don't have to waste the patron's time. That way the issue gets resolved much quicker. So instead of, like I said, sending it to reference desk where they may have to search all that, you do a quick search in the catalog system. You see that it's not found in our system or in that system, and you say, hey, you know what? We do have this resource. It's interlibrary loans. There is a fee associated with it, but as long as it's within a certain location region, um, we can pull it from another place, um, and you can get it at this certain point. And like I said, there's a fee, but if it's something really specific, it's very very convenient, very helpful, um, and it's I mean patrons love it in my experience. Because sometimes you can get material that, like I said, that's not common within public libraries. Maybe it's something across the states that this patron needs, and it's an academic, something pertaining to academic libraries. So I'm sure it's very helpful. Let's see, and that's not something they usually add to their collection, so it would be really helpful to them. Um, but all these, going back to it, that's what it shows, why all these departments are important. Each specific department affects the other in one way or another. So if the library support staff is familiar with how all these departments work, what their duties are, their tasks are, then they might be able to expedite a solution, or maybe navigate and stop, and maybe cut the time that it would usually be needed, cut it in half, and just send the patron exactly where they need to be. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you for your time.